Hi, I'm Boruch Rabinowitz, making a difference for the Jewish world. Today we're going to be talking about number 2 of the 48 ways, which is called Shmiat HaOzen. Listen with your ears, effective listening. The 48 ways is found in the Talmud, in Pirkei Avos, Ethics of Our Fathers, the 6th chapter, the 6th Mishnah. My Rabbi Noach Weinberg, taught me this class and taught many thousands of people the essence of what the Talmud is saying. Effective listening, in effect, means that you're listening, you're focusing, you're paying attention to gain clarity on what is being said. It's an idea, a situation. Focus your attention on what is being said. Did you ever have a situation where you're having a conversation with somebody and you're just going out of your mind? You didn't hear me. You didn't hear what I said. After a long time of discussing something, they didn't hear you. Or even worse, they distorted what you said. You go out of your mind. That's crazy. But we have to realize that that is us. We get so distracted when we're listening to somebody that we don't really hear what they are saying. And that's what we need to focus on. The question is, what? In Shmiat HaOzen, what is being said? We're making the same mistake, and we need to improve it by not being distracted by how we're going to answer, by really focusing on what was being said. And imagine that when you talk to people who listen to you and they really understand you, what a tremendous impact it has on you. You feel understood. It's like, wow, somebody finally understands me, especially with important ideas when there could be miscommunications and words that aren't clarified or defined. All that leads to confusion, and it's so important to be able to define and agree on what was being said. You might not agree with the idea, but at least you know what is being said. But it goes deeper. We need to use this way of the 48 ways of listening to also define our terms in life, or else we become very subjective. Because one person could think they're doing good, and by blowing themselves up and killing many people, it's an act of goodness. And other people say that it's evil. So I want to read from you from the book of the 48 Ways that was written by my good friends, Rabbi Coopersmith and Simmons, and I was part of putting this book together. It says, for example, what is free will? Is it the choice between good and evil? But how many of us desire to consciously choose evil and inflict pain and suffering? Do we wake up in the morning thinking, let's see what kind of evil I can perpetrate today? Hardly. So what choices are we actually making? The Torah frames free will as a choice between life and death. As the Torah says, I've placed life and death before you, blessing and curse. You shall choose life. That's in Devarim 30:19, chapter 30, sentence 19. Free will is the decision, what your soul wants to do, to grow, to undertake a challenge, to get closer to its source, and what your body feels like doing, which is to escape pain, go to sleep, get instant gratification. These things are forms of death and essentially evil. We choose evil because in the short term it is a less painful way of dealing with a difficult situation. That's just an example of how we can define a term of free will and how we can really use it in our life. Also, we can use this way to clarify what we really want in life. What do we want? What is our goal? What do we really want to achieve? And we also can use it in our daily activities. Did you ever get caught up into reading some news and you just get distracted by this long article, and at the end of the article you just say, what was that about? Why did I read that article? What was I trying to accomplish? So by defining what you want to accomplish, for example, reading the news, and you want to accomplish understanding on an issue, when you define that before him, what you want to accomplish, you're able to achieve that, your goal, much more once you define what you want. For me, I find this tool extremely useful in understanding what's going on. What's going on over here? You've ever been in a room where people are getting into arguments? One guy says this lady says this, everybody's screaming. What are we trying to achieve? What is the goal over here? Once you do that, it settles things down and you're able to be much more productive. And ultimately, we need to understand, what is our purpose in life? What are we living for? What will give me the most pleasure and meaning? I wish you a good day. Thank you for listening, and if you liked it, please share it. please check out my website, boruchrabinowitz.com.